I bet you never heard of a combat engineer. Part 2. Posted by u/mindfreak02 over on r/hfy. The occupants of the cargo bay sighed a collective sigh of relief as the lights came back on. The pirates continued their tiger circles, and the hostages continued to cower. In the high ranks settled confusion. That was Gale, right? The astrogator breaks the verbal ebb. Probably. Can't say for sure. But it's unlikely that two human songs play in the darkness for no reason. And I don't think she rigged the intercom to do something like this. Not if the songs have clearly threatening lyrics. The engineer's liaison muttered. But then, what did it do for her? Clearly there wasn't some big fight. There were only those two that got hit by the doors. Poor fools. I don't wish that on anyone, not even them, the chief said flatly. Oh, there are worse ways to go, trust me. That was at least fast. The cargo mistress quipped. Anyways, it doesn't seem that they are on high alert now, so whatever Gale has done, if it was her, she still has the surprise. And she split some of them up, I guess. And I'd hazard a guess they had to cut through more than just those two doors. Which would make hunkering down a lot harder for the pirates. All in all, it probably improved her position and hampered the pirates' options. Unless they captured her, she improved her hand by quite a few points, the captain analyzed. Let us hope she did get away with it. Somehow the pilot's words sounded hopeful and disheartening at the same time. The immediate result of which was a glum mood settling across the center of the pile. The captain's frustrations are palpable. The incidents and interruptions have thrown him off course by at least 10 hours by now, and more delays lie in view. The Death Sphinx has turned for home hours ago, and if they send word now to return, they will still be out 2 hours till the ship is back. This was supposed to be a quick smash and grab, with an easy forced relocation, for maybe 200,000 credits ahead and a couple million for the ship. This will surely ruin his reputation for quite some time. He even lost a sub-lieutenant and 3 grunts to a technical malfunction when Drugums dug through the ship's systems. He had definitely sent the wrong twin back. He growls again as he walks yet another agitated around the bridge. The unsettled Rinchi follows the captain with 3 of his 9 eye stalks, while keeping in contact with most of the instrument panel. At least they didn't shut down with the lights. He ponders then, if he should tell the captain that Drugums also managed to disable the security cameras. But at the moment, it seems that he would be the one the captain will throw out the airlock, for just bringing in bad news. So he decided to bide his time, in peace. The captain kicks something unseen down the bridge. With some clattering, it ends somewhere out of sight. The captain groans. How long will it take? Any word from the mobile teams? No, sir. They're still looking for Drugums. That's the last time he gets a death tick. I'm pissed. Fucks up multiple systems and then just abandons his duties. How can he even mess up the lights, intercom, and doors at the same time? They're completely different subsystems. The unknown object suffers another round of physical violence. I'm sorry, but I don't know. He's always been special that way. Don't give me that. He's not special. That's not even annoying anymore. If his brother wasn't so... If his brother weren't so stringent on having him on board too, I would have avoided him years ago. The fucker could at least learn a bit from his brother. And I meant to a point where he can at least fix problems instead of causing them. Another round of grunting follows. The pilot sighs and resigns himself back to the ship. There was no way this side of Kolovin he would entertain this captain's mood. He just has to hope they get out of here before the captain starts executing his own crew. Or if he finds out about the cameras. Just let him be nowhere near him till then. Gale sets down her utensils next to the rest of the dirty dishes. Another glance at her data tablet tells her it's about time to start the next phase. She had hit the sweet spot, the perfect point between the phases for a full 15 minutes of light. She even has time to check her weapon. While nothing beats a reactor coil railgun, it requires elaborate maintenance. Not that she would need much power, she was going for unconscious over dead. Bounties were better that way. A quick contemplation crossed her mind. However, she did her blood math. And she was generous on that napkin. She would either have to risk not getting a Kurok on the first shot and facing the consequences, or killing the small ones outright every time. Do I care if they live or not? Dead pirates are more of a hassle than the live ones. But what about dismemberment? A Langeheer can live with 3 arms, right? Then I don't care that much actually. Let's hope I get the small ones in front of the barrel quickly, so I can go over the high yield. Status: 72 pirates on board. 6 Langeheer, 13 other mediums, 5 small ones, and 47 Kurog, and the captain. -2 mediums and 3 Kurog, 67 to go. I have 120 shots. Should be enough. IR is running like expected and outside of their wavelengths. None of them should be able to perceive it, and I can see clear as day. Ready or not, here I come. Let's go. At that moment, the lights start flickering and the intercom buzzes to life again. A happy, upbeat melody starts playing. Showtime, a-holes. The concert continues, and it's about to hit encore all at once. Together with the lyrics, all light vanishes from the ship, and all doors still capable snap open. The darkness washes over the ship, and surprises everyone equally. Intruders and regularly scheduled crew are equally disoriented, as no one expected at the lack of reference points of any kind. Some fall, some just find themselves turned against the wall. But one thing is for certain: nobody sees the human. Karichi is horrified as absolute darkness develops the cargo bay, robbing him of any information about the whereabouts of the pirates and hostages alike. He just knows he must still be part of the pile, and he was hoping that the cargo hatch would not be the next thing to give under the pirates' brutal restructuring. He hears sounds of complaints from all around him. Not only the hostages are complaining, but he can't quite place where the groans are coming from. And then he imagined a faint sound of explosions, which very well could have been from the intercom. He doesn't know this song in particular, but it feels human. He turns to his captain and barely starts a sentence before he was cut off by a loud sound near one of the doors. 7 booms, 7 racks, 7 shots. 7 flashes of blinding light in the pitch black of the cargo bay hold. And from the sounds, he could tell that all of the present pirates were either unconscious or on the ground holding severed limbs and groaning in pain. Gale pulls forth and turns on a small lantern, providing the only constant light source in the cargo bay. "You guys alright?" A question so banal and so flatly delivered. No one had the words to answer, except one. No one is seriously harmed, although we all need some counseling. How about you? Karichi answered just as plainly. "I'm fine as well. I see that most of you aren't even tied, so help each other. Try to help the pirates as well, and tie them up, well and nicely. I'm not quite done yet. 38 to go." Gale informs the hostages while handing a couple of lights and hanging a lantern on one of the cargo bay containers to the side. As he turns back to the pile, Karichi finally sees the full size of the weapon that hangs around Gale's hips and has incapacitated the intruders. The monstrosity was almost the same size as Gale. "I'm sorry I missed the party, but the after party is waiting for me." With that, she throws a salute and leaves the cargo bay again, leaving the rest of her crew in the twilight. "What the hell just happened?" the captain finally voices. "I don't even know, Trike," the chief said in disbelief. "I was actually just joking about that rampage, but now I'm afraid of what I conjured up. I thought you knew what humans are capable of and made an educated guess. What do you mean you joked about a rampage and didn't say anything when we built our sandcastle of hope on that? Again, I don't know. But I know for sure that I won't joke about it again." That was not the question. "What do you mean you don't know why the lights are out?" The pirate astrogator flinches as something unseen hits him in the back of the head and clatters to the ground. He still doesn't know what the captain has been kicking around the room for the last hour. "Squad 3 said they had fixed whatever Dragons fucked up, but he is still missing. Either Squad 3 fucked something up, or Dragons is back at it. The consoles are dead too. I don't know what else to tell you, Captain." "Tell me when the lights are back, you useless nine-eyed waste of space." The captain takes 2 steps forward towards his next victim, before stumbling and falling lengthwise across the captain's chair and hitting the lower floor face first. Da Vinci takes this as his cue to leave his post and scurries underneath the console, away from his will-be slaughterer. He is facing a common end for freelancers who decide to work with and for pirates. It is dangerous after all, and freelancers are expendable. The grunting and treading betrays the captain's attempts to strike the small pilot down, wherever he was aiming at. As he crawls around the bridge, he makes peace with his life and everything. He faces yet again the regrettable choice he made not long ago when he accepted his first pirate run. So fast comes the downfall of a pirate lancer. He manages to find the stairs and get up to the upper level of the bridge, the grunting always following close by. He makes a break for wherever he thinks the captain's chair is, just to slam into a wall with an audible thud. The small molluscoid turned around to see the bloodthirsty and rage-twisted visage of the captain who hired him less than a meter away. He sees something casts light behind him. Before he can continue that train of thought, the door he leans against opens up, and something massive sails over him, right into the face of the captain, who flies backwards across the bridge. Serves him right for kicking at that whatever and trying to kill him. He looks back up at whatever had just maneuvered the bastard captain across the bridge, and meets a towering figure at least 4 times his size. "You okay?" the figure asks. The pilot stutters. "Don't worry, I won't hurt you. Renchi don't become pirates by choice." "How long have you been a pirate lancer?" The figure kneels next to him, closing the distance. Month." "That a question?" The figure tilts his head. "No. Month, period." The pilot slowly calms down from the attempt on his life. "Alright. Take this as a friendly nudge to get away from pirates and pick normal freelance work. It's not worth the risk. Trust me." The figure extends a limb and places it on part of one of his tentacles. Oh, okay." The figure stands up and steps over him, collecting the pirate by his collar. "Man, he's out cold. I hope I didn't kill him." "You hope the monster is still alive?" "The bounty's better that way. We need to recoup our losses somehow." The figure looks back at the pilot. "Sensible. Come with me. We'll go catch up with the others in the cargo bay. And then I need to fix the lights. You can see light of 780 nanometers, right?" The figure extends another limb, helping him back to his tendrils. "Yes." "Then you are the only one who could have seen me coming with the IR goggles." "That explains that." "What?" The figure tilts its head again. "Nothing. Let's go. I want to get away from here." "Sure thing, buddy. Just one more thing. What's your name?" "I'm Hidris." The figure stifles a giggle. "Something wrong with that?" "Not really, no. It just sounds similar to Hydra, which describes a beast with multiple heads, which makes it kind of funny." "Oh." They turn to leave. The improvised roundup in the cargo bay goes along smoothly, and Karichi has taken a personal responsibility in making sure all the pirates have been tended sufficiently and tied down appropriately. While the twilight makes working difficult, he is satisfied with the prisoners. He doesn't even notice the arrival of Gale together with the 2 final pirates. Gale opens the discussion and kills the silence that has fallen onto the room upon her entrance. "Okay, Cap, I'm gonna need to book today at 7.8 for hazard pay and overtime at 14.6 for piracy. Don't give me that look. I forcefully seized control of a ship in opposition of its acting captain and crew. I did it in your service, which makes me a privateer. Negotiable compensation aside, I'm gonna requisition some items through Eftrix Lix, which I expect to come out of the operations fund. In addition to that, I'll need some 2 weeks paid time off. I'm gonna have to make a trip to Ilray 9 Alpha, unless we make a trip there, in which case I'll just need a day or 2 of shore leave." The captain shakes his head in confusion. "That's not why. I'm just gonna say the bonus pay is earned, and just to keep the regs reasonable, then we have a deal." "But why ENA?" "They're the only place I know where I can get human-compatible cybernetics and biogene modifications. I'm a tad late on maintenance for some things, and I shouldn't jerry-rig these." The human shrugs. The captain throws a glance at their astrogator, who starts thinking out loud. "I need to replot the course anyway, and when we are done with repairs, however long that will take, then we can talk about ENA. Give me 3 timeframes beforehand. Preference, latest, and emergency latest. Then we'll talk out the rest. The captain turns back to the human. There you have it. And who's that? With that comment, all eyes turn to Hydris, who is uncomfortably hiding behind Gale's legs. His name is Hydris. He's a Rinchi pirate lancer. Changed his mind about pirates when the pirate captain tried to kill him on the bridge. The captain shrugs and pays his attention to another round of crewmates, dragging around some of the pirates. Reasonable. He's staying with us then? For a while. You said you would like to have an assistant pilot? The captain snaps back surprised. That was an offhanded comment for tricks. How do you even know? I was working on the cooling ducts, and when you're in there you can hear just about the whole ship. Besides, if Trix Lakes talks about everything, the engineer rolls his eyes. Good that I found out that way. Wait, in the cooling ducts? The cargo mistress blurts out in disbelief. Yeah, the only way to find all of the leaks and inspect the whole system. And don't worry, we already know. Gale smiles warmly. Know what? The logistician shakes in confused anxiety. You know. We know. Now you know we know. The chief engineer grins mischievously. I'm just going to drop that right there. How long for the repair? Trix hastily changes the subject. About 2 minutes for the emergency lights. For the normal lights, I would need to replace the entire wiring harness. So that would take me a week or more. Reactor and warp drive would be another 5 minutes each. She swings some imaginary tools around for each item. 15 minutes to get the ship working again? The captain sounds surprised. I know how to sabotage my own ship without lasting damage. Oh, and I'll pay for the wiring harness. Could have avoided that if I wouldn't have made the pit stop in the cafeteria. The human rubs their stomach. I needed something other than salad and beans for once. A loud silence fills the room, as all eyes wander and land on the chief of engineering. Suddenly, Korichi bursts out. That's what the 15 minutes of light were for? You took lunch?